Alright, so this is a feedback critique for the final project. So, overall, let me first just play it. Hopefully, the timing of the animation versus what I'm recording don't be too out of sync, but just saying that just in case. So one more time. Okay, so overall I think the animation is well done, and I'll give reasons why. Uh, with that, also the shot, right? How it's set up, it communicates well. So what do I mean by that? For example, here, the scene starts off like this. Uh, we have the prop, right? And it's more or less centrally located, so it draws the eye, right? And then we see here, God, like the table. It draws a line of action this way, right? You have a lot of negative space over here, so that's good. Yeah, you know what, let me just freaking color some this. So this is good, right? Yeah. In terms of composition and whatnot, to start telling the story. And I see this right here, this line of action, or it's making an impact landing, not just completely stiff and upright. So that's good too. And the timing of it, oh, but I do see this, right? This character should be off the stage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was it 10? 11. But no. 11 frames, not 12, but 11 frames. The landing. I think it should have a subtle overshoot. Right here, this is good, and then boom, right here. So maybe have a subtle, very subtle overshoot. Right, subtle overshoot. And then from there, it completes to a stop, like that. And then maybe about I don't know, the overshoot, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. How about 4 frames forward? And then maybe 1, 2, 3 frames going back, right? 4 frames forward, 3 frames going back. Nice settle, right? Also, we should talk about the lighting. Maybe I'll do that afterwards. So it looks over here, that's cool, right? Kind of breaking the fourth wall, but this is good. Looks like maybe perhaps instinctually you did this, right, to draw attention away so that it's not completely static and still, right? Maybe you're trying to communicate with the audience, hey, this phone, why is the phone ringing? Maybe you're trying to communicate with the audience something about that. Like, is it me, or is this kind of a creepy situation? That's what I'm kind of interpreting. He looks at us. Oh no, you know what? It's not even that. Oh, okay, that was stupid of me. It was actually some anticipation. Right. Turning to go in and pick up the phone. That's good. That's very good. turns away, and then to grab the phone after. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, that was cool. The timing is good too. It doesn't draw bad attention. Nice, nice. Right, yeah. I remember this. Okay, so forget about what I said about that the audience is looking at us. Yeah, just spoke too soon. Grabs it. Great. Pose this way. Right? And then you could also see this clearly it tells that, you know, it's picking up the phone. Right? I see the body mechanics, you know, just like in figure drawing, this line of action, doing this, like that, and then this shoulder drawing this way, it gives the inclination of picking up the phone. So this is good. Timing is good. It's not floaty. Everything that I said to fix has been fixed in terms of timing and spacing. Spacing is good too. I like the way the head acts as a to pick up the phone. It goes up like that. Nice. Nice, nice. I saw that little settle. Goes over and settle. Over. It goes overshoot. And then a settle. So that was good. That was only what? The settle was like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, good. Exactly how I said to do it. And then shot switches. That's good. Right. The composition is good, I think. For example, foreground, right? Main character is in play. Right, main character is in play. Stupid dumb mouse. Right. So it clearly communicates. And then you have the phone right here. Right. No room for misinterpretation. And then cleverly there is the other letters over here and then over here, and it even kind of signifies that with this one here, B-O-O in a way. That's how I take it as. It's just secondary stuff. Notice they got a, you know, good amount of negative space back here. Right. Yep, I see that. Forget that. That was stupid. Yeah. Clearly defined composition. So it went from here to here. Nice. And it looks up. So this is good. That took how many frames? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Nice, nice. It kind of went overshoot, right? Looking this way to talk on the phone, and the head is also turning this way, right? Gives more of an expression, and it goes up, right? Like hello. So it goes up, and then the phone is kind of tilted like this. Yeah, so that was good. So I read all of that. It's good. Very subtle. There's no abrupt jittering going on. If I were to look at the graph editor, most likely it's gonna be really clean. Right? Chances are. I like how it goes up. Emphasizes that something important is about to happen. I think though right here, it'll be a good play on words where you could have the O behind, kind of, I don't know, maybe as it's doing this, right? And over here, super static, right? You could have the B, I mean the O, kind of peeking through, like the one behind it. It would maybe, I don't know, either peeking through, like this guy right here. This guy right here, you could have him, you know, peeking through this way, and then maybe kind of looking up like that. Like, you know, as the letter I is being distracted, the O behind, right, kind of looks over, right, and sees like, you know, sees its victim, like that. I'll give some moving holds for at least the B and this guy too. Yeah. And then the moving holds, the O behind it, it also needs to be moving in sync in terms of the moving hold, where you have the two keyframes, right? One keyframe here, one keyframe here, and maybe use subtle bending of some of the main controllers, and that if this was the keyframe, maybe just do something like this where and this is the meaning of the tangents, right? Like that. That's what I would do. Subtle holds, maybe I don't know, 6 frames, maybe 8, 6 or 8 frame holds. Yeah, for those guys, because you want to avoid it being too static. I like this, right? The hop, let's count the hop. So, stretch, I see that, right? Anticipation, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? On the fourth, it squashes, that's 5 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice stretch. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see a bit of a hold, not a hold, but hang time, right? But right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 contact, and then yeah, right here, that's the contact, and then even a squash, right? For the squash, I see that. I see the phone over here too, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 7 or 8 frames for the settle. So that's good. Alright. I see this. I like the little glimmer right here. So that's cool. I hear the sound effects. I hear the knife just whipping up. So the timing on the knife too, I see that. And it settles too. It flips up and it settles. Okay, I see that. This part on the B, I think in terms of this is in relation to exaggerated poses, right? I would probably have it like one of the bones here extend the stretch and extend this stretch some more, I'll do that, right? I don't know if the controllers are set to just orient, but also if it's set to orient and or parent, not sure, right? But it can be gone into it and modify it to make it parent constraint if needed, or if you have it as a parent constraint to unlock the translate. But I would make that a little bit stretchier to emphasize the B and its actions. Yeah. Also, the knife, I would probably make it a little bit bigger, because the knife is a point of a contention, right? Because I mean, it's a murder weapon, so you know, yeah. I would make it a little bit bigger, maybe instead of like this big, right? I'll make it something like up to here, like a freaking butcher knife. Yeah, like that big. That way, see, if you make it that big, it breathes well. The negative space, when you compare it to the negative space, it breathes well. Because if it's right now super small, and it's kind of small and dinky, you know what I mean? It doesn't make you really that scared. But if you have a big old butcher knife, then yeah, it draws more attention. But the overall shot composition is good, right? Oh, by the way, if this knife is bigger, you probably have to adapt the shot so that the camera tilts up a little bit more so we can see more of the above space, so it doesn't crop as bad. But I like this. So I like that. Right when it contacts here, this letter is very static. It's been static all this time. So I would have coordinated it so that when this guy bounces up, as he's bouncing up, this guy, he should be squashing a bit or bending a bit. You know what I mean? Like that. And then after that, while this guy's about to land, he should start to hop. And then him should be a little bit more forward maybe, and land here. That way, B-O-O. It kind of breaks up the monotony of a perfectly straight line, right? And like I said before, also to break it up because it's too static. And while this is happening, another action will be engaging with the knife pulling out. So it'll be multiple things going on, right? And it's not too hectic, right? Where it just draws too much attention, I think. And it pulls up the knife, right? But I think as soon as it pulls up the knife, they should start coming towards the letter I. Like slow and steady, like dun 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 dun, coming forward. Like they're coming after you. That would have been really good, and it would force the student to work on the graph editor some more and put more mileage in setting the keyframes and animations to hop forward. So it comes up, and then to really creep you out, right? The audience, have them, like I said, stepping forward, slow and steady, and then that gives more emphasis at this part where the eye freaks out. So if I play it, which is, I thought this animation was very good because it goes up, the frame count was good, so it does a squash, right? I see the squash, I see this part going up, I'm fine with that, right? And that only took like what, how many frames was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 frames, exactly like I said about the frame counts. 1, 2, 3, 3 frames. And then bop, bop, pop, and bam. I feel that snap probably broke the tangents and just, you know, made it really drastic. Bop, bop, bop. That's cool too. So that was only like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frames. That's good. 1. And then not only that, not only did it flip, but it did overshoot. Right, I take this as an overshoot, and to emphasize the exclamation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have secondary movement on this one as well. Right, and it pulls down. So that's really good. Multiple layered animation. And then you have a settle. Exactly like I said to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give or take 8 frames for the settle. So that was really good. Alright. That was good. That's regarding the animation. Regarding the lighting, right? Let me go back to the file here. So here's the scene. Please organize. I highly recommend organizing something like this. I'll be honest, this kind of irked the hell out of me, right? I'd rather have it something like this. I mentioned to the class where controllers mesh bones, right? And I have it color coordinated exactly like this. In my older videos, you know, I don't think I did this, but later on during the class sessions, I said to have it something like this, because it's just easier. Like, I know this is this. I don't have to juggle around looking through the stack and different colors, coordinations that my eyeballs are just going all over the place. But now it's organized, so I highly recommend something like this. Anyway, regarding the lighting, good. I have 2 denoisers. I'll take this one out. That was probably by accident. Wait. Yeah. And then let's see, ray depth 4 and 4. That's good. But you notice how the scene is still very dark, right? This is where, like I mentioned, let me see here. Let's go into bring this up. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. God damn. All right. Okay, let me turn the. I also made a layer for the lights. All right. This should be bigger. Right. I'll make this bigger. Don't be afraid of doing that. Maybe something like that. And let me see how much of the surface area this thing covers. Maybe something like that. And then probably exposure, probably have to crank it to like, I don't know, 13 maybe. So I'm gonna do a render. I'm gonna pause the video for a moment. I don't see the render cam. Like I said before, this is a glitch. All you gotta do is just hit one render. But before that, let me go ahead and set this back to what, 3, right? That way it renders faster. I got GPU set up, good. Let's hit a render. Alright, so I'm gonna stop it and then make sure that I go back in. It refreshes and I can choose the render cam shape. Click it. Now I'm gonna do another render. Control U. Right there. So already you could tell there's more light in the scene, right? Versus before it was very dark. That was, out of everything, the lighting was my main issue. It was way too dark. but the animation, which is higher up the priority list, that one was very good, like I said. But so this is at exposure at 13. All right, I'm gonna save a snapshot, because if you look at, the fact is the ground, I mean the background is still fairly dark, but at least we got more illumination from the character, which is always important. Because I mean it still gives the presence that it feels like at nighttime and kind of eerie. If you look at the lens effect, you have the vignette at 3.5 and change, right? So you could always make the vignette like, I don't know, 5, right? Or make it go back to like something like 4 before. Right, anyway. Then also, so that was for this guy right here. This light, I would experiment with, say, let's say that I'm going to frame 25, right? Control U. Oh wait. So this thing right here, I don't know if I have the right file. It says 01. I don't see the animated camera, right? Because the camera is not animated, so it's hard to gauge what is what. Right, because here's the render cam. Because if I were to try to mimic, alright, so I'm gonna try to reenact that camera shot, meaning this camera shot. Because something's up with the camera where I don't have that. One second. Right, something like this. I'm gonna select the camera. I'm just gonna quickly set a keyframe just to hold that. And then so yeah, let's say you have this shot. Anyway, it's more or less comparable to this, give or take. So from there, if you do a render, right, I mean it's not exactly, this looks worse than the other, the original shot, but so let's see, save that. See, already it's brighter compared to this. See, very muted, dark, very dark, and kind of kills the life of the scene, right? But this, see, already, even with the phone, more illuminated already, just off of doing that overhead light. See that overhead light? Huge difference. Just make it freaking huge, right? And crank it to 13. So that's good. Yeah, I see the soft edge, brownness. But what I'm saying is that perhaps if you throw in a underneath light, right? One second. Let's say you throw in an underneath light, like I mentioned. If you experiment, let's say you grab this light. I'm gonna make a copy of it. Control D. Usually, I don't like to just duplicate area lights. I've had experiences where it does stupid crap, but should be fine. Let me set this to. Alright. I'm gonna name this always name your lights from the outliner, never from the attribute editor. You can give glitches. Alright, fake bounce light. I'm gonna throw this down underneath here. I'm gonna go to Windows, rendering editor, relationship editor, light linking, light centric, like I shared before in class. Fake bounce light. I'm gonna uncheck the infinity wall. Everything else is checked. If I click outside, let it refresh. This is generally just a glitch. It looks like it's not selecting, but it should be. See, look at it, see. If I click outside here, I click it again, you see it highlights. So it's just a glitch. All of this look like they're not being selected, right? But if I click here, not here, but here, if you click here, it's gonna deselect everything. You click here, outside, click it again, boom. It shows that it's actually highlighting. Main thing is that it does not highlight the wall, because that way it will, if you highlight this, it's not gonna go through the freaking wall. Anyway, so fake bounce light made that. Made sure the light linking is on. I'm gonna set the exposure to like, I don't know, 6, half of that. Go back in here, right? Save the snapshot, Control U. And super minor. And if you look at the phone, nothing here. So underneath light, right. I'm gonna save a snapshot. Maybe give it a different color. I don't know, like red. Or maybe a little shade of purple. Or orange maybe? I don't know, something like a ominous color. Maybe set it to like 8. More saturated colors, you need to crank up the exposure more to get the light to show. Right, so a little bit subtle. Very subtle. Maybe set it to 11. Control U. There, even this is being illuminated too now. Before, this is before, after. And it still feels like it's a dark nighttime. You could experiment with, say, colors. Maybe give it I don't know, like a bluish color, right? If you want. Cooler color maybe. I don't know. I kind of don't like it. Maybe give it I'm gonna turn on IPR. Maybe give it red. All right. Maybe more darker, less saturated red. Or maybe just yellow or orange. Maybe orange. Darker shade of orange maybe. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Or well, there's that too, purplish. Feels more nighttime. You set the exposure to 12. I don't know, something like that. So there's that. And that's with just the underneath light. And then let me stop that for a moment. Then you can cross-reference that with the other shots. Maybe I'm gonna try to stage that shot. So panels, render cam. Select the camera. Something like this, kind of, sort of. I think the shot is something similar to that. I don't have the file with the camera set up, so I'm just doing what I can. This one right here, so I do another render, Control U. Right. Save a snapshot. If I were to turn off the fake bounce light, right? If I were to just select it and just press H to hide it, let me turn on the IPR. There. I turned off the IPR. This is what it looks like without the fake bounce light. I mean, it's okay, right? But with it on, see right here, nice little illumination here, even some subtle illumination here, right? It's purplish, kind of eerie colors with the reds and the muted purple color here. So something like that. That's just all from the bounce light, the fake bounce light. So that's what I recommend. For the phone as well, I recommend attaching a small little light card, right? Where, let's see, if you go, where the hell is it? Area light. Bring it over. Hold V as in Victor. Snap it to here. Name it within the outliner, right? And then let's see, zoom in here, close this out. I'm gonna go like this and maybe do something like that, and then maybe bring it out like that. Make sure it doesn't crash through the thing. Yeah. And this is just a experiment, may or may not help, right? But at least some subtle illumination, like that. Exposure, maybe like, I don't know, 4. Give it a color, like maybe continue the trend with some darker saturated colors, like that. And then you can attach this to the phone 1, so hopefully it won't bug out. Why is there a keyframe? And then grab this, dump it into your phone. Alright, so now it's gonna follow, it should follow. No, it does not freaking follow. Why doesn't it follow? Why doesn't it follow? Fine. It doesn't follow. Why is it should follow, no? whatever. Maybe grab this and then wait, grab the phone and then shift select the area light, do rigging, constraint, parent constraint. Will it follow now? Weird. Huh. It should follow. Am I getting something wrong? What the hell is going on? Alright, so is there a on-off switch on this thing? Huh. It should have followed. Oh, it's this one. Alright, so I grab this, kill that off. Grab the phone, shift select the area light, constraint, parent constraint. Will it follow? No. Phone O. Alright, so if I grab the area light, if I dump into the phone O, I'm missing something, I don't know what. Anyway, there's a way to constrain it, right? It should be working. But the whole point is to have it so that the phone gives off some subtle illumination. Right, so let's say panel's perspective, right here. So if I do this, right, this shot right here, Control U. Or maybe not. But at least the buttons, I'll give the buttons illumination. Right. I'll give the buttons illumination, meaning going to the hypershade and then say if this was the button, or this one is the for the phone, I believe. Yeah. And then you'd have to obviously give a different shader for the phone buttons. And if and when you do, go into the emission and you crank this to maybe 1 or 2 or 3, give it a color, some eerie color that goes with the general color scheme, and it will illuminate the buttons on the phone. But you'd have to go in there and go to modeling, and then ungroup, mesh, separate. But then it might screw with the animation though, because there's keyframes. But I highly recommend giving illumination to the buttons. It's those small subtle things, right? It just adds to the scene, right? And it's not much, right, in terms of hassle, but I would definitely add a bit of illumination to the buttons. It just adds more realism, and it gives a little bit of extra hint to the scene, right, of what's happening and stuff. I'll do that. But that's pretty much all what I was saying for the lighting. All right, the background can stay dark, it's fine. But yeah, maybe you could even experiment with what you can get away with in regards to this angled light. Maybe make it longer, I don't know, but I'll do that. These lights should not have a habit of being kind of tilted. Make it exactly like so, like that. This is fine. All right, so that's the end of that. That's the end of this follow-up critique. Overall, very good job. Everything that I said to do was done, and then some. And with the application with overshoot, moving holds, hang time, blah 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 blah, squash and stretch. Yeah, so great work. Bye.